Okay, today let's take a look at Lesson 9 in Chapter 7. We're on page 531, Lesson 9. Today we're going to look at graph patterns. So we've been looking at how we can follow directions on a map. We've been looking at how we can find ordered pairs, the x, y. Remember, x, y would be our x-coordinate, our y-coordinate, okay? We looked at that in the previous lessons. Today we're going to look at how we can take a graph and map it out with x, y coordinates. So example 1 says, Tricia and her friends decided to rent bicycles to ride on their weekend trip. Bikes and More charges $5 for each hour, and Adventure Bikes charges $10 for each hour. So notice I have two different colors of pen, of marker. Okay, today, maybe not markers, but if you have two different colors of pen, or a pen and a pencil, that would be good for this lesson. Okay, so $5 each hour for Adventure Bikes, Bikes and More, and Adventure Bikes is $10 each hour. It says find the cost of renting a bicycle from each store for 1, 2, 3, and 4 hours. So we're going to complete this chart below. 1 hour at Bikes and More is $5. 2 hours would be 5 times 2 or 10. 3 hours, we're going to add another 5. 5 times 3 is 15, and 4 hours is $20. Okay, we're going up by 5 each time. So Bikes and More, we're adding $5 each time. Adventure Bikes is $10 for an hour. So $20 for 2 hours, $30, and $40 for 4 hours. So every time we're adding $10. Okay. Then it says generate ordered pairs. Let each x-coordinate represent the number of, well, we're going to let each x-coordinate represent the number of hours, and each y-coordinate represent the number or the cost. Okay, so x will be 1, y will be 5 for Bikes and More. So for Bikes and More, we have 1, 5, we have 2, 10, x is 10, so here's my x, here's my y. Okay, same with Adventure Bikes, x and y coordinates. So Bikes and More, $3 or 3 hours is $15, and 4 hours is $20. Adventure Bikes, 1 hour is $10, 2 is $20, 3 is $30, and 4 is $40. So $4.40. Okay. How much more would it cost to rent bikes for 3 hours from Adventure Bikes than Bikes and More? Well, 3 hours, if we compare them both, we have 30 and 15. So how much more means we need to subtract. Okay, so we're going to subtract 30 minus 15. Don't forget, we need to regroup here. So we're going to, we can't do 0 minus 5. So we are going to take a 3, make it a 2, and a 0 a 10. 10 minus 5 is 5, and 2 minus 1 is 1. So it would cost $15 more an hour. So as the consumer, as the person renting those bikes, you need to decide, is it worth the $15 extra an hour? Okay, maybe Bikes and More has those bikes that we see, maybe grandparents riding, right? With no shifting of gears. It's just a basic bike. Maybe has a nice little basket on the front for your, for your lunch. And it's just a bike that we could ride down the road, right? But maybe Adventure Bikes are like these mountain bikes where they have 20 gears. They can have those fat tires. You can go on rocks and dirt trails, right? So maybe that's the difference in bikes here. All right, so let's take a look at the next page. Now it says, refer to example 1. Graph each set of ordered pairs on a coordinate plane. Label each set of ordered pairs. Does the difference in cost between the two stores increase or decrease as the number of hours increase? So we need to go back here, and we're going to graph with, I'm going to graph my green numbers first. So we have 1, 5, 210, 315, 420, right? We made these ordered pairs. So we went over 1 and we went up 5. Over 2, up 10. Over 3, up 15. Over 4, up 20. Notice how my dots are lined up, right? It's increasing by 5 each time as each hour increases, okay? And I'm going to actually connect my dots, and then let's mark the red ones. So we have 110, 220, 330, and 440. So we go over 1, go up 10, over 2, up 20, over 3, up 30, over 4, up 40. And I'm going to again connect those dots, okay? So the graph shows the difference in costs between the two stores. Does it increase as the hours increase, or does it decrease? Well, our gap is getting wider, so that cost increases, okay? Now, if we take a look down here at the guided practice, this one doesn't have a graph for us to do, but let's take a look at it and see if we can come up with the graph or the chart. It says birdseed is sold in 8-pound bags and 24-pound bags at the local store. Find the weight of buying 1, 2, 3, and 4 bags. Okay, so if for an 8-pound bag, 1 bag would be 8 pounds. 2 would be 8 times 2, or 16. 3 would be 8 times 3, which is 24. 4 would be 8 times 4, which is 32. So we are going up 8 pounds each time. And the LB is the symbol for pounds. A 24-pound bag, the weight of 1 is 24. If we add 24 pounds each time, 2 would be 48. 3, we're going to add 24 to, and we would get 72. 4, again, we're going to add 24, okay, and we would get 96. So then it says generate ordered pairs. Let each X coordinate represent the number of bags, and each Y coordinate represent the weight. So we have bags and weight. So our ordered pairs for the 8-pound bag would be 1 8, 2 16, 3 24, and 4 32. Our 24-pound bag would be 1 24, 2 48, 3 72, and 4 96. And it says how many more pounds of birdseed would there be if you purchased 2 bags of 24-pound birdseed than 2 bags of 8-pound birdseed. So if we have 2 of the 24s, okay, so we would have 48 plus 48. That would be 2 24s. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We would have 48. Okay, so we would have hang on. We would have 48 if we got 2 of the 24s. I don't know what I was thinking. And then if we got 2 of the 8s, we would have 16. So how many more means we need to subtract? So 48 take away 16 would be 32 pounds difference. All right, let's take a look at the next page. It says Speedy Cab charges $2 per mile traveled, while Purple Cab charges $4 per mile traveled. Find the costs of traveling 1, 2, 3, and 4 miles for both cab companies. Then graph the results as ordered pairs. So my Speedy Cab goes up by $2 per mile, and my Purple Cab goes up by $4 per mile. Okay, so we have, if we start at $2 for Speedy Cab, we go to 4, 6, and 8. Okay, so if I'm going to graph these and we have the miles be the X and the cost be the Y, I'm going to go over to 1, up to 2, over to 2, up to 4, over to 3, up to 6, and over to 4, up to 8. Those are my ordered pairs, okay? 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6, 4, 8. Okay, and then I can connect the dots on my graph. If I do my purple cab, and each goes up by 4, I have 1, 4, 2, 8, adding 4 each time, 3, 12, and 4, 16. So 1, 4, 2, 8, 3, 12, and 4, 16. And again, we're using the X and the Y for miles and the cost. So we're going to go over 1, but up to 4, over 2, up to 8, over 3, up to 12, and over 4, up to 16. And we're going to connect those dots. Now it says, does the difference in cost between the two taxi services increase or decrease as the number of miles increase? Well, again, our gap is getting wider, so that is increasing. Okay, then if we take a look, let me just see here what we want to do. Okay, let's take a look at one more. Let's take a look at number 3. It says Jennifer makes $9 per hour working for her neighbors after school each day. Carmen works for a local farmer and makes $3 per hour each working after school each day. Find the total amount earned for each girl if they work 1, 2, 3, and 4 hours. Then graph the results as ordered pairs. So Jennifer, we're going to have $9. Second hour would be 18, so she's going up by 9, right? 3 of them would be 27 and 4 would be 36. So we have X, Y coordinates. So her coordinates are 1, 9, 2, 18, 3, 27, and 4, 36. So over 1 up to 9, over 2 up to 18, over 3 up to 27, and over 4 up to 36. And we connect those dots. Then we have Carmen working for the farmer, and her rate is going up $3. Again, we're going to have XY coordinates for her, and she's going to start at 3, add 3 for the second hour, we get 6. Add another 3, we get 9, and another 3, we get 12. So if we graph hers, she goes 1, 3, 2, 6, 3, 9, 4, 12. And we should, I suppose, write out those coordinates. 1, 3, 2, 6, 3, 9, and 4, 12. Okay, and then we'll connect her dots as well. And it says, how much more money would Jennifer make if both girls worked 3 hours? Well, let's compare our 3. We're at 27 and 9. So if we subtract that with regrouping, right, we would get $18. Okay, what I'd like you to do today, on page 535, the homework page, this first one just looks at an example for us to kind of remind us of our work. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a look at page 536, and I want you to try number 1 and 2, okay? 536, do number 1 and 2. Number 1, we have to set up our graph, right? It says Jarrett walks his puppy outside for every day for 30 minutes. So Jarrett does 30 minutes. Angela walked her puppy every day for 90 minutes. Okay, find the number of minutes that each puppy was walked for 1, 2, 3, and 4 days. So we have days for each. 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? And we have minutes. And here we have, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have minutes that go up by 30. So 30, 60, 90, 120. And this one would go 90, 180, 270, and 360. Okay. So, sorry, my chart wasn't very good there. We're going to have XY coordinates for both. Okay. For Jarrett, he would have 130, 260, 390, and 120. Okay, so you're going to graph those. Angela would have 190, 180, 270, and 360. You're going to graph both of those. Then it says how many more minutes does Angela spend walking her puppy over the 2 days than Jarrett. So what's the difference here for this part? Okay, between 180 and 60. Then you're going to do number 2 as well. So you have the graphing for number 1, answering the question for number 1, and then the question for number 2.